Hi there, it's Amy D with Amy D Coaching, and today this video is part of our series on working with buyers in a seller's market. It can be so frustrating for a variety of reasons. So the topic we're covering specifically today is when a listing agent doesn't respond to you, particularly after you've already sent over an offer. And I see so much conversation about this on chat groups and just how, that it's unethical and unprofessional and how they're not doing a good job for their seller and, all kinds of things. So for one, it is frustrating and it is very unprofessional, but I see people throw this word around, unethical, and, we actually have a very specific code of ethics, and responding to other agents is not one of them. So be careful with that. It's actually not unethical. It's not, they're fiduciary to their client. A couple things to remember. One is that we don't know what conversations are. So if we've written an offer and then aren't hearing anything back and we're texting and emailing and calling, we don't know that that offer wasn't presented. We don't know that, their client might have said, don't respond to any people, make them sweat, make them wonder. We've all dealt with unreasonable clients who want us to do strange things. So first and foremost, I think we should give the other agent the benefit of the doubt and realize that actually not only are they not obligated to respond to us, they are obligated to follow all legal instruction from their clients. So remembering that, we've all had clients make requests of us that make us uncomfortable, but our true fiduciary and true obligation is to follow their legal instruction. So that's just one possibility. I just want to throw that out there to kind of, open your mind about what all the different possibilities are. Secondly, if they've been overwhelmed with offers, I know I've certainly been in this situation where I've had 12 or 14 offers on a single property. It's so overwhelming because when you receive that many offers on a property, for every offer that comes in, you've probably got at least 5 or 6 phone calls of interest or questions. And between your phone, the voicemails, the text messages, you can have an empty voicemail just fill up like that. And then the text messages, especially when they're coming from numbers that you don't recognize. And then sometimes I'll get off the phone with someone and then respond to a text that was sent an hour later, not realizing it was from the same person. So sometimes the agent over there is really doing their best to respond to everybody. And other times the agent might have just had this overwhelming experience and then made the decision that I'm not responding to anybody unless they've got an offer in, and then we're only going to respond to the one that my client wants to move forward on. So there's a variety of reasons. I do encourage you to not be that realtor, my solution to that problem is not, if I'm on the listing side, my solution is not, well, just don't call people back or be inefficient. My solution is get help. So if you're ever in that position, if you're in that position a lot, you need an assistant. If you just find yourself in that situation every once in a while, you need to just grab someone to co-broker and field. You can pay someone $20 an hour just to sit with you for the day and field the phone calls and text messages and kind of handle some of that stuff for you, or respond to emails so that you can look at the offers with your client. Most realtors, though, aren't going to handle it that way. So just try to have some understanding. Don't get too fired up about it. And most importantly is your responsibility to your client and to help them get a house is to be the calm in the storm. If you haven't heard back, don't go to your client and go, we haven't heard back and it's so unprofessional and it's so frustrating. And you don't want to do that. If you vent like that to your other realtor friends, fine. But for your client, be the professional, smile, say, we haven't heard anything back yet. That's actually really common in this market. It most likely means we haven't gotten the house. I'll keep following up for you. Just stay calm and confident. Make sure that your client has the sense that you know what you're doing and that this is not unusual and that that's actually why they need you. And you can use it as a tool to help them actually maybe write a stronger offer the next time. And also remember, once your offer is expired, no response from the other side, that's a form of rejection. So once it's gone to a certain point, it's like, our offer has not been accepted. They chose to let it expire. We might not get any paperwork back on it. And it's not that uncommon, especially in this market. So even if you're not getting a response back from the seller, that's not within your control. What's within your control is how you communicate with your buyer and help them understand the situation. And if you are just kind of like lost and dumbfounded and frustrated, they're going to have a very negative experience, and it won't be long before they call you and say, we just can't handle this anymore. We're going to continue renting. Best thing you can do, take control, be the calm in the storm, and be the professional for your buyers.